One child is dead and two others are still in ICU. That's after a day at the local swimming pool turned tragic. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Going to show you the pool at MacArthur Place at 183 Apartments. There it is. Police say the children were there with their mom and another younger sibling when somehow three of them ended up underwater.
Fox Sports' Brandon Todd is at the complex right now with more on this. It's just a very sad story, Brandon.
Well, just absolutely tragic, and especially for everyone here at this apartment complex who some of them heard the screams from the mother from help, and some of them just showed up here in the aftermath of it. The 9 and 11-year-old brothers are the ones that you referenced were still in ICU. The 10-year-old sister was the one who died. And I'm told by first responders and even witnesses that this initial scene here at this pool was simply chaotic in the effort to try and resuscitate these three children. First responders making as many calls as they could on the radio to try and get as much help as they could. After the accident, Irving police spent the evening surveying the pool. Investigators say while a mother played with her 3-year-old in this pool at MacArthur Place at 183 Apartments, she had her back turned to the other 3 kids who were in the water with her. A 9-year-old boy, a 10-year-old girl, and an 11-year-old boy, all siblings.
And at the point she didn't hear any more movement, she had turned around and saw that they were no longer on the surface, and at that point began calling for help. She put the 3-year-old up on the side, began calling for help.
Investigators say the mother did not know how to swim. A maintenance man heard the mother screaming and ran over, dove into the pool, and pulled one of the boys and the girl out. He and the mother then began CPR. An Irving officer ran up. She began CPR. Then the mother yelled that a 3rd child was still in the pool. A paramedic who arrived dove into the pool and got the 3rd child out. In the minutes that followed, both police officers and Irving fire paramedics were doing CPR on all 3 children at the same time. This picture was taken by a witness who was there as first responders worked on the brothers and sister.
Initially, one child went to Children's, maybe 2, and one went to Baylor, and I think in the process of all that, they were able to determine a pulse, at least on one of them, and so then that one was also transported to Children's. So as I understand, they're all 3 at Children's.
One thing investigators will focus on, whether the pool was properly maintained.
The visibility conditions of that pool are not good at all. And actually, we were having a hard time determining exactly what we had.
Apartment resident Michael Mapolis told us the pool was so cloudy, he chose not to swim today.
And I think the pool shouldn't even been open because I never swim in a pool that's this dirty and murky.
Interviewing witnesses, we have counselors here, so we're just going through the steps to make sure there's no criminal wrongdoing and that we've had the chance to gather any evidence that might be necessary.
Now, I asked the Irving Police Department whether we would be able to speak with that maintenance worker who, Heather, in all of this really is being hailed as a hero for diving in to pull those first 2 kids out. I was told by the police department that the police department was told by apartment management that nobody from apartment management, including that maintenance worker, would be talking to reporters. Heather?
No, it's so traumatizing for them. I mean, they were there and part of this and hearing the screams. So Brandon, the mom didn't know how to swim. What about the kids? Any of them know at all how to swim?
Well, and that's unclear whether those kids knew how to swim. And of course, obviously, the answer to that would open up a whole other set of questions. I'll step out of the way. You can see this pool right back behind me. So let's say they did know how to swim, and the question would become, what was it that forced them underwater? Why did they all 3 at the same time get caught underwater? If they didn't know how to swim, then was it a question of depth, Heather? It's really not clear. You can see this pool here at its deepest level is marked 6.5 feet. So were they playing around in the shallow end? Maybe didn't realize the slope and didn't realize how deep it was getting. And keep in mind to the viewers out there, drowning is silent. It's not like in the movies where there's thrashing and yelling. It's silent. So it's possible that these kids could have slipped underwater with the mother's back turned toward them before she would have ever been able to do anything. And remember, as you mentioned, she didn't know how to swim either.
Yeah.
Heather?
She didn't notice until she heard that silence. It's just sad all the way around, but still a lot to figure out here. All right, Brandon, thank you.